Arturas, how you doing?
How are you, Joe?
Good. Hey, so I mean, without getting into too much detail, but enough detail to kind of water our lips, could you at least explain to us how the Vucevic thing went down? Were you working on this for weeks? Because they were kind of playing bob and weave with him. A month ago saying he's available, and then saying he's untouchable, and all of a sudden you guys land him. So what was kind of the process of how this ended up going down?
Well, I can tell you how we, prepared. So we kind of 2 weeks out, we did a lot of kind of internal meetings and to kind of put down some ideas how we can make this team better. And that was main objective by trade deadline or, in free agency or in the draft, you make your team better. That was an opportunity to do so. And I think a lot of those ideas, when it gets closer, usually historically it happens around 48 hours before. And this was a little bit closer. So it was just continuous conversations, and it has to do with the assets you have on your roster and the players that they like, and and we got some things that they did, and usually you don't get too many chances at all-star level players, and we were fortunate to get it done.
Thank you.
KC, you got the next one here. Go ahead, please.
Arturas, there's always the immediate impact of a trade, and then there's also the future. From my read, this is a sign that you want to try to obviously win now, but does it also have future ramifications in the sense that it can make it a more attractive situation moving forward?
Yes, obviously we want Chicago to be an attractive destination for free agents, but for us is we evaluated. Had a sample size of more than 40 games, and we made a couple decisions and to select certain guys, to add a couple guys to this team that can help win games, because we're serious here about winning. We're serious about the culture of be very competitive, and any opportunity we get to make this team better, we will.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McGraw, go ahead, please. Mike, it looks like you're muted.
Oh, okay. Arturas, how fluid was the process in the last couple of days? I read somewhere where, a Magic source said they had no intention of trading Vucevic earlier this week. You guys could well have been pursuing other people. Did you have to shift gears, change your strategies as this went along?
Shifting gears happens, it's every hour, every minute, leading to trade deadline. I think there were very cold conversations, and then got warmer, and we got to the point where we had enough to put in a deal that can make it done, can make this deal work. And yeah, I mean, with a couple of deals that we did today, I think they also are constructed in a matter of hours, minutes. Some are very quick, some are slower developing. Usually the three-way deals are a little bit slower, but yeah. But like I said, this opportunity today was great. I think we improved our team today. Ownership was great. They supported us. They've been close to us during all this process, and I think at the end of the day, you don't get any opportunities. Like you can get. We have Zach now as an all-star. Nikola is an all-star. So any opportunities we get to make this team better, we took a chance today.
All right, Darnell Mayberry, go ahead, please.
Arturas, obviously you just mentioned that the main goal is to make the team better. But leading up to this, I mean, how much was the objective to get experienced players? You got two 30-year-olds and a 29-year-old. Was that the objective all along, or did that develop as the deadline approached? And then also, what does that say about the direction that you're building? I mean, for us, it's kind of like we've been waiting to see which direction you guys would head. and now to bring in such experienced guys? I mean, what does that say about the direction that you'd like to head as opposed to maybe building young with inexperience through the draft?
Well, you obviously choose the right guys. You never target, okay, this is the age of the player that I'm targeting. I think, and like I said, all these opportunities that come randomly right at you. And, we got this opportunity, and regardless of your roster right now, these are the pieces that we added right now for this year and moving forward, without giving up, in our minds, without giving up too many assets. So I thought that we really improved today, and we have 29 games left. We're gonna make a push, and we'll see what happens the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, Jamal, you're up. Go ahead, please.
Hey, what's up, Arturas? I
Good
have
one.
a question about Vucevic's fit with Zach, and
Mhm.
sort of what did you like about that? And did you think about sort of in terms of players that you're looking to acquire, not just him? You're looking at how they fit next to Zach. Do you think that's something? Because what does this say about sort of how do you view Zach and his place on this team?
Well, correct. I mean, it's easy to put to add Nikola to the way we play, because we put in the offense that is free flowing, and there's a lot of ball movement and decision making, and he has he can score in the low, he can score from a three. He's a facilitator. I think one of the the best things that he can do is can facilitate shots for others as well, besides the fact that he's a 25-12 player. So we were very excited. So it just kind of like it's not eliminating a need for guards constantly facilitating for bigs. Here in this situation, big can facilitate shots and create offense for others as well. So he's going to make everybody's life much easier.
All right, Cheryl Ray, you got the next one here. Go ahead.
Hi, Arturas.
How you doing?
You addressed several needs, but what do you think about your point guard situation? Were you trying to address that too, or are you satisfied with who you have there?
I mean, we're satisfied right now, who we have. Those guys been playing, pretty well. Like I said, we just last couple of games, the guys were a little bit uptight, and I can feel that emotionally, leading to trade deadline. But I think like I said, getting even another additional facilitator on offense like Nikola, it's going to make guard play much easier. So, I mean, how do you define point guard? Who brings the ball up and just initiates the offense, right? So I think it's just going to make a little bit easier for everybody by getting facilitator like Nikola. So.
All right, Eric Woodyard, go ahead here.
Hey, what's up, Arturas? How you doing, man?
What's going on?
As you evaluate, up until this point, how do you see the team? And you talked a little bit about expectations going forward, but like, what's realistic expectations? Is it playoffs, or what is it? I mean, I understand it's your first year. You guys are changing things up constantly, but just like with this move, what are the expectations moving forward?
I don't know. The trades finalized an hour ago, so we can wrap our head around what we have, and we're very excited to what we have. We got better today, so for sure. And we try to win games. That's basically why we're in this business. And again, right from the beginning, from the time we got here, we said that we're trying to get back to relevancy, and today made it happen. So I think the expectations are always obviously winning and getting in the playoffs, and getting our team better. And we added, like I said, we added Nikola, we added Amino, we added Javonte Green, Daniel Theis, we added Troy Brown. So there's a lot of kind of interesting pieces there, and has different attributes, each player. A lot of them I liked, we liked for a long time, and we're targeting in different situations, and now was a chance to acquire them, and we were really excited. And they bring different things to our roster. Some of them are younger and developing. Some of them are more defensively oriented players, and some of them can score the ball. So, like I said, I want to thank all the players that we, traded away. Obviously, OP, Wendell, Daniel, and Hutch, and and Luke, for contributions to Chicago Bulls organization, and we wish them well, whatever they are right now. So.
All right, Andy Seligman, you're up. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Arturas. What does this move, you think, say in general about your willingness to, to make bold trades going forward and to be bold in free agency also?
Well, it's for you probably to discuss, but I don't know. I'm trying to improve, we're trying to improve our team, so it's, there's certain situations and times during the season and during the year that you can do so. So it's free agency, it's trades, and it's draft. So that was an opportunity, and you don't get so many opportunities to improve with players like that. And I think we've done pretty well today, and I don't know.
Thanks.
Rob Schaefer, go ahead with the next one.
Hey, Arturas. You've touched on this, but I wanted to ask about the supplemental moves too, for Tice, Troy Brown Jr., Aminu, and Javonte Green. Just for each of those guys, how do you see them fitting in terms of the way you guys play and the goals for the next 2 months of the season?
Well, I think we as front office probably, we in the business of acquisition of talent, and I think that was the objective, and then it's for coaching staff to figure out how to use those pieces. And so I've been really happy with the addition of talent today, toughness and competitiveness. This group is going to be in our obviously vision that they're going to fit very well, and we'll figure it out. Like I said, it just happened a couple hours ago, so we'll sit down, we'll figure it out.
Sam Smith, you're up. Go ahead.
It's not often you can get to add an all-star to a team. Was that one of your primary goals coming in? And just in general, what does that mean to be able to add an all-star to a team that already has an all-star?
Well, it's a huge thing. And like I said in the beginning, you don't get so many opportunities. I think teams for years chasing those kind of players. And we did it at trade deadline, so I'm very excited. I'm happy for organization, and I'm happy for Bulls fans, and I'm looking forward to see how this group is going to work. And again, we're not done, so we're going to try to keep improving our quality of play, and then keep adding pieces to what this team is going to look like in the future.
Cody, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Just from your perspective, in 43 games or so, why do you think it didn't work out for Wendell Carter Jr. here in Chicago?
No, he's a very talented, player, and he's improving. In this particular deal, I think it's acquisition of an all-star equation. So I wish Wendell all the best, and I think he's going to be a very good player in our league. But anytime you get a chance to acquire players like Nikola, and you jump at it.
All right, going to the second round of questioning. Joe, go ahead.
Hey, Arturas, you obviously have a pretty good feel of Euro players and what they what they are culturally, and how important is it to add a couple older Euro guys for a guy like Lowry, who at times it seemed it wasn't that he didn't fit in, but it just seemed he might have been different than some of the other guys, some of the younger guys, and what they do after games and stuff like that. Was there any thought put into that besides the talent that, yeah, this might be something as a nice little buffer for Lowry?
Besides the quality of players that we added, I think also the players that have been in playoff games and they played in meaningful games. They're also a competitive bunch. So we need to add to this group guys that have been in playoffs, have some games there, and what it takes to win. So I mean, going back to Euros, I mean, I think I remember every of the even players on our roster right now, like where I was when I scouted the game. So even Nikola, I scouted him in under 18s and 20s, and then when he was in USC and see him progress, how he developed here in the league and become an all-star. But every guy in this, in both trades, at some point, Daniel Theis was, in Europe, Euro camp, and watching him play in Bamberg and Ulm, play in Germany, play for national team, and come to the league and see how he's done well in Boston, and so like I said, it's just been. All those guys we always obviously had on radar for a while now, and we know a lot of things. We gathered a lot of information. We just were ready to, we had our ideas on a board what we would like to execute, and it worked out today.
Casey, go ahead with the next one, please.
Arturas, you mentioned the words toughness and competitiveness earlier, and you also said it was an evaluation process to reach the decision that you made today to make these deals. So in that evaluation process, did you feel you were lacking in those departments on your roster?
No, I think moving forward, I think those are the things that probably have nothing to do with skill, right? So you just look for it, and a lot of we got 29 games to go. I think we're trying to improve our, playoff odds, and there's going to be 29 games in very short time, and you need that kind of group of players that can compete in every game. And we're going to have April that we're going to have 18 games, so it's a mental fatigue. It's not only physical fatigue, and you're going to have to show up every game. And I think that's what we're looking for in the group, and that's what we expect. And like I said, moving forward, development is important, but also, winning is important too.
And sorry, PR, I'm going to break the rule because this is a yes or no question. So I have one quick follow-up. Were you confident that the 3-team deal was going to fall as a second domino when you made the first deal?
Those deals are constructed, a lot of times it happens naturally, and certain, teams come in late. So it was natural development. You talk to one team, develop the concepts, and, usually in trades happens, they get what they want and we get what we want. And that's what happened. And then the third team got involved, and we accomplished the same. So it's just the same, all 3 teams accomplished their objectives in this situation. But they, like I said, it's a natural, the way, you don't predict where it's going to go and where it's going to end. It's actually fascinating to me, all the construction of trades, and, I enjoy this time of the year too.
All right, AK, we got 3 more questions here. Mike McGraw, go ahead with the first one here.
Arturas, can you confirm the protections on those draft picks? Are they top 4 or something different?
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about those details on the call.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Cheryl Ray, you got the next one here.
Arturas, what was it like for you today and the last few days and the collaborative efforts you had with Mark and everyone else in the staff?
Could you repeat again? I'm sorry, I didn't.
I said, what was it like for you and the staff together and exchange ideas and to get this done?
Long hours, long days. But it was fun to kind of spend time with the staff. You know, obviously, Billy was involved and ownership is there. So you know, it's our, as a group, it was our first trade deadline. Again, you know, you never plan on, making, you know, like I said, you know, you write out so many ideas on a board together. You have a zillion discussions, and you know, maybe one will stick. So that's basically the concept that we used. A lot of group discussion that led to a lot of success that led to today. So I mean, the group has been really good, and without you know, collaborative efforts, this wouldn't happen today. So.
All right. Last question here goes to Cody. Cody, go ahead.
Just keeping in mind that you gave up 2 first-round draft picks is still a price to pay, obviously. Were you looking at this with the Vucevic acquisition as just his next 3 years, or did you look at it like we can extend him down the line too at some point to have him for more than 3 years?
Well, we try to minimize the risk, and then with both things in mind, to, you know, you definitely have to give up picks in acquisitions of that caliber players, but at the same time, moving forward, you know, you hope that the player, you know, obviously is very successful here with the team, and then you want to extend them later on. So I think with both things in mind.
Thank you.
Approached it. Yep.
All right. AK, thank you for your time. That
Thank
concludes
you.
the season availability. Folks,
Thank you,
thanks for
everybody.